This is Jim Williams with the Hurricane City update for March 31st, 8 p.m. Here's the ranking page. I've been working on this throughout the entire off season. Normally during the off season I'll do update videos maybe every few weeks or a month or two. This year it's been a lot of work being put into the Hurricane City database and ranking system. This page can be found from the front page of hurricanecity.com. We have a link right above the hurricane tracking chart, and it links to the page showing the top 50 cities and islands in the Atlantic Basin. There's been a lot of changes this year. Let me go over a few of them. First of all, North Carolina, Cape Hatteras, North Carolina is now the most affected area in the Atlantic Basin, affected once every 1.35 years. Now the reason is because we're now including extratropical, subtropical hurricanes and tropical storms. In past years it's been strictly based on hurricanes and tropical storms and within 40 to 60 miles. I've decided to expand the wind field out to 100 miles due to the fact that there's been a lot of large hurricanes in history that have affected a lot of areas and should be considered as at least brushes. So there's quite a bit of changes in the top 50. Now, for example, the Cayman Islands, which is number 4 down here, that used to be the number 1 most affected area in the Atlantic Basin, and that includes the sister islands of Grand Cayman. But this area does get hit by a lot of direct hurricane impacts. So if this was based only on hurricanes, Cayman Islands would be right near the top, as well as Miami, Florida, which is down near number 9 right now, would also be up near the top. Miami's had 31 direct hurricane impacts since 1871. So there are areas that get a lot of hurricanes that are down the list because this is including all named storms in history, including ones all the way back to 1871 when they did not name storms. So there's a lot to look at here. You can scroll down the page and see all the rankings. There's a lot of new cities and islands thrown into the top 50 here as a result of the recalculations. So let's take a look at a graphic here from last year. This is Hurricane Earl off the coast of Cape Hatteras, about 70 miles to the east. Now, in years past, this would not be considered a brush on Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, but we now know, based on the current animations using the HurTrack program, that a lot of these past systems may have been very large and had large wind fields, and Earl was a typical example of that. Large hurricane-force wind field offshore, but in Cape Hatteras, their winds were 50 to 60 knots right on the coast. They had some coastal flooding, but that's because they were inside the tropical storm force wind field, which extends all the way out to here. So this is considered a brush for Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, where in years past this would not have been considered a brush. Let's take a look at another shot here. This is the actual HurTrack program that I've been using to recalculate the cities, and this is Hurricane Donna from 1960, the animation of it. You notice a very large wind field, and all of the cities in yellow here on the coast of Florida are all in the Hurricane City database, and there's quite a few of them that were affected by this system. So if we stop it right here when it gets near the southwest Florida coast, you'll notice that there's quite a few cities on the east coast of Florida that were under the tropical storm force wind field of Hurricane Donna: Boca Raton, Boynton, Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale, and then when you get south of there, they were actually in the hurricane force wind field, and that extended all the way down through the Florida Keys. So that's a good example of why there's many more cities that have a lot more return rates from named storms than the list that I had starting out in the late 90s that I came up with. And it's a work in progress. There's always new additions. In fact, the Hurricane Research Division is constantly tweaking the past information on a lot of these storms to include expanded wind fields. So it's a work in progress. Check it out when you get a chance. That's the ranking page, hurricanecity.com/rank. And email me, jim@hurricanecity.com, if you have any questions. But click on any one of these cities in the chart, and it'll give you the detailed information about the return rates. Well, that's it for now. Be back in a few weeks with another update once I get through all the alphabetical named cities. Right now I'm up to the S named cities, and when I get through the alphabet, I'll do another update video to tell you the final positions in the rankings. That's it for now. Thank you again for visiting Hurricane City.